Good morning. We're trying these videos again to see what happens because some people don't do the live videos, although there's a lot of people over there been watching my live videos. I appreciate that, really, really do. Keeps me going. Anyhow, the big story over the weekend, besides Trump's cage fight, too bad he wasn't in the cage, was this agreement that's supposedly been reached between Iran and the United States. Now, both of these countries, well, not both of these countries, one country and one leader have the habit of lying through their teeth. You know, you can't say anything Trump takes for granted. You know, you just can't take it for granted. And here's another part of that agreement is that it's being signed Friday, and J.D. Vance is going to be there. So he has a potential to fuck that up royally. You know, he's getting they're getting out of control over there. He's really I can't describe it. J.D. Vance is this doing this Catholic thing, wrote a book and everything about his Christianity and all that, and I don't believe a word in it. Okay, this man is as bad as Trump. In some cases, worse than Trump in terms of lying about things. And he has no excuses. You know, he's not a narcissist as far as I can tell, so he has no excuses for the fact that he's just an idiot. He's got a very good education, you know, and supposedly he's smart, but he doesn't exhibit it. His biggest problem is human relations. I don't think he is one, but, you know, what can I tell you? So he's going to try, and he's going over there, and he's already, you know, looking to take credit, saying, well, the president might be there. I don't care if either one of you are there. I don't trust that agreement. If Trump doesn't show up, you know not to trust that agreement. Okay? If he doesn't sign it himself, then you know that there's some bullshit going on. Okay? And nobody's really seen to my knowledge, I haven't seen them say it yet. I'm sure they have, but nobody's going around saying that they've seen the draft of, you know, a complete draft of this to be signed, you know. So wait and see what happens there, you know. That story along the same line. Some joker, I forget the state he's in, is selling raw milk, and people are getting sick from it, and the government's doing nothing about it. Your government's not protecting you, you know. This is really getting out of control. The fact that you know, that they're just not protecting you, and you can blame it on anybody you want to, but it's not going to work. Now, you know, I don't know what I write sometimes. Jesus, I just wrote that 10 minutes ago. I can't read it. All right, so anyhow, I'm just letting you know that, you know, I'm going to keep trying these videos to see what happens. I won't be doing them on a daily basis, I don't think, because some days I don't have time. And I'm tired, and I'm cranky. I'm an old man. Give me a break. You don't like it that I'm an old man? Too bad. This is for me. It's to help me keep my eyes open. I'm not as bad as Lucy. Lucy had a rough weekend. She was not comfortable yesterday, but look at her now. She seems to be all right, right? She's looking up and saying hi. Say hello, Lucy. Everybody's saying hello to you, Lucy. Okay. Uh, I never expected Lucy to be the kind of dog that she is. Uh, really, because she's just she's unbelievable. You know, I mean, she's not that overly. She's it's very strange though when it comes to affection. When I go to sleep at night, if I wake up during the night, I'll find out she's up against my body, pressed up against my body. But the minute she feels me move, she jumps up and runs and goes and jumps in her bed. And I don't mind it. I like it when she's next to me. Although her body's a small furnace, you know. So anyhow, sitting around and thinking about what to do with this stuff makes me crazy. You know, because if I do a spontaneous talk on here, then I don't have the verbiage or the anything left when I get to the live video. You know, I can't do both of them the same way. That's why I talked about the agreement, because there's a lot to talk about there. And the guy with the raw milk, that just really fit. The guy with the raw milk deal is really, you know, the government knows about it and they're not doing anything about it. They're not stopping him. Well, they put his picture up in the news, so somebody's going to stop him, I think, one way or the other, or should stop him one way or the other. If he's killing people, well, I don't know what he's making people sick, but if he kills somebody, if somebody dies from that, then somebody has to take care of that, okay? And somebody has to be held responsible. And I can't hold him responsible when the government knows about it. And it's the government's job to protect people, you know? So once again, the government has failed us, ladies and gentlemen. It's Trump's administration. He's stripped us of all our protections, and now we gotta deal with the bullshit consequences, you know? And I'm not happy with that. I don't think anybody else is either, but I'm particularly not happy with that. All right? So, what else could I... And I talked about J.D. Vance a little bit, you know, and there's another guy that's just a waste of humanity. I guess he's a good father. I don't want to say he isn't, you know, but I think he's old school Catholics, which means his kids are getting their fingers slapped if they do something wrong, you know, with a ruler or something like that. That's why my knuckles look so bad. Not that and punching concrete walls. I found that if I hit a human being, I don't stop. And I don't want to kill anybody and spend my life in jail over some penny ante bullshit from some 9-year-old or, you know, whatever. When this is back when I was a kid, you know. So I'd hit a wall, you know. I hit a mailbox one time, and if the government ever saw me do it, they would put me in jail because you couldn't open the mailbox after I hit it. You know, the one you reach inside, pull the lever down. I hit it across the top, and it went like this, you know, with my hand. If somebody's head had been there, it would have been a little worse than that too. But you know, again, it was to avoid, and I still ended up slapping this bitch. Knocked the tooth out of her mouth. Just pissed me to fuck off. I'm telling you, man, bitches is bitches. That was just a stupid thing on my part because I wasn't. That's why, you know, I didn't grow up as fast as everybody else did. Physically, I was bigger than everybody else, but mentally, I was still way behind everybody else, you know. And I hate to admit to that, but that's true. I also had and I realize now one of my problems in school was an attention deficit disorder. If I don't like something, I don't read it. You know, if I don't care about it, you know, like if I think it's stupid, I won't read it or study it or anything else, and you end up failing the course. Because I looked at the mathematics I was good at because, and in some subjects I still had problems, but mathematics I was good at because I could see the applications of it in my life. You know, addition, subtraction, geometry, not all the stuff. You know, not all the fancy mathematics because I wasn't going that direction with my life. But I could see benefits of being good at it, you know. The spelling, not so much, because I don't like writing. Although I did write, you know, like 5 books or something like that, you know, and you know, thank God for word check, spell check, you know, and I still made a lot of mistakes, punctuation wise and everything, because I'm not into that grammar. I am into talking, you know, and I won all my debates in college and high school and whatnot, you know, and I just, you know, didn't see the reason to know how to spell a word, you know. If I knew what the word meant and I could use it, why do I have to spell it? Spell it's a lot of memorization. I'm not good at that. You know, that's why I have troubles with foreign languages, because a lot of it's memorization. And you know, I don't like to think that hard when I'm talking. I'm concerned about the subject I'm talking about and trying to bring forward my memories and my knowledge. And then you tell me I've got to speak another language? Nah, that ain't gonna work. But English was always a problem for me. You know, I said, why do I have to read Shakespeare? You know, do I know Shakespeare's plays? Well, yeah, I've seen the movies, I've read books about it and stuff, you know. But I don't want to read Shakespeare per se. You know, I don't want to read. I don't want to memorize some speech in Shakespeare or from one of his plays, which I've forgotten the name of now because I just don't use him anymore. I don't even think of him anymore. Romeo and Juliet. You know, that's the one everybody knows. And I forget the guy's speech he had to memorize in high school. And I said, this is fucking bullshit. And I told the teacher that. I said, why do I need to memorize this? For what purpose does it serve? Well, it teaches you. No, it doesn't. It doesn't teach me a damn thing except I don't like it. You know? I got a lot of trouble for that. But I had my opinions, you know, and they didn't count. You know, when you're a high school student, your opinions never, ever, ever, ever count. You know, they don't mean shit. You know, you think they do, they don't. You know, especially back then. You know, and then when I got into politics, when I was, I think I had to wait till I was 21 to be in politics back then. I'm not sure, but anyhow, when I became a county committeeman, I realized, you know, they don't pay attention to you. They really don't. They're not, what's the deal? The politicians never paid it. They were all sitting around. They wanted the youth movement. This was after Kennedy. And this was Humphrey, I think, was running for president or something like that. And I was in the Democratic Party because my mother asked me to join the Democratic Party, not because I didn't give a shit, because I didn't want to do jury duty, so I was hiding out pretty good, you know. So anyhow, I never did jury duty, but that's, you know, that's okay. My disagreements with the punishment, you know, and that gets a little weird sometimes. But anyhow, so I got involved in this, and I'm sitting around, you know, and I'm watching this stuff, and I'm watching the older guys go into the back room and make all the deals. Or in this case, it was the guy's kitchen, you know. That's where they would go. If you walked in, they stopped talking. What do you need? A beer. You know, something like that, you know. They were really, it was really, you know, hard on you, so you didn't learn anything. All right, listen now. Now you can go over and you can watch me live, okay? And I will talk to you. I don't know when I'll be back on this video, but I'm live every day except Sunday. All right, so everybody take care. Have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you.